I'm Dr. Paul Creason. I'm the Dean of Health Kinesiology, Science, and Mathematics. Welcome to the 69th completion ceremony for Long Beach City College's Nursing and Allied Health programs. I'd like to start off this night with a quote that exemplifies who we have on stage tonight. Some people dream of success, while others wake up and work hard at it. It is clear that just about everyone in healthcare is drawn to it because of a desire to care for others, to serve, and to help. Albert Einstein said, "Strive not to be a success, but rather to be of value." Everyone before you on stage tonight is successful because they want to be valuable by helping others. These students woke up every day and they worked hard. They made no excuses. They woke up at the crack of dawn. They learned many new things. They conquered their fears. They worked relentlessly to pass tests and care for patients in a clinical setting. They learned how to perform procedures on human beings. These students made their dream a reality. We are so proud of them. This is a very special group, ladies and gentlemen. These students, now graduates, exemplify hard work and determination. They did it. They will serve our community well. Please give them one more loud round of applause. These programs have a long history of tradition and excellence. Long Beach City College is one of the nation's first associate degree programs, nursing programs. We began our nursing program in 1959 and graduated our first class in 1961. Our vocational nursing program began just after in 1962. The medical assistant program was also developed in 1959. As you can see, we have a long history of success, and your graduates are now part of this tradition of excellence. Tonight, we have 3 groups that will be graduating, and they all will be pinned by a faculty member to symbolize their accomplishment. This keeps with the tradition that has existed for many years. The 3 groups are our medical assistants, our vocational nurses, and our associate degree nursing students who will soon become registered nurses or RNs. The future is bright for these graduates. Let me share with you some of the statistics and trends in the healthcare industry. I will highlight each of the groups we have in front of us tonight. Employment of medical assistants is projected to grow 29% through 2022, much faster than the average for all occupations. They have become a vital part of healthcare and continue to be. Vocational nurses, there are currently 800,000 licensed vocational nurses with jobs in the United States. These licensed vocational nurses are very much in demand. Their job growth is expected to be 21% in the next decade. Many of the students on stage will continue their education and become registered nurses. And the registered nurses will also go on to get their Bachelor's of Science in Nursing. So there's great stackable credentials that come out of these programs. You can keep continuing to learn more and get more education and provide more opportunities to yourself. So it's really outstanding. California is home to more than 300,000 actively licensed registered nurses. It is the single largest health profession in the state. The demand continues to grow, and many of our students will go on to get their bachelor's degree, as I said. So, healthcare jobs pay well, and there are many opportunities right in our community. Most of these students will return to our community and work with all of you serving our community. So it's really special here at Long Beach City College to have graduates from these programs knowing that they're going to go out and be part of the greater Long Beach area. This is my favorite night as the dean of this school. It's great to see all the students that have made it and met their goals. I, along with the faculty, have watched each one of you grow and improve. You have made it, and we really want to recognize what a tremendous achievement this is. So tonight we have some college leaders that want to recognize our graduates. We have many of our Board of Trustees members here tonight. I want to recognize all of our board members. Board President Jeff Kellogg sends his regrets as he's attending a family graduation tonight. Vice President Sunny Zia is one of our board members. Member Dr. Virginia Baxter. Member Vivian Malaulu. And Member Doug Otto. As community members, the Board of Trustees are well connected in Long Beach. They hear all the time how Long Beach City College nursing and allied health students are the best around. Board members, thank you for being with us tonight. The first person to offer congratulations to our graduates tonight is speaking on behalf of the board. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Virginia Baxter.
Thank you, Paul, and good evening to all of you. This is my favorite night of the year. I can say that because commencement tomorrow or Thursday starts at 4, so this is my favorite night. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, I want to congratulate our students. We are very proud of this area of the college, the nursing and allied health field. It's one of our star areas, and we are very, very proud of that. If you go to a hospital in Long Beach, you're going to meet a lot of our graduates, and they're good nurses, and they're very proud of attending Long Beach City College. Our program has a long tradition of excellence, and former faculty members here, you have always been proud of our nursing program. And the faculty actually, after they retire, many of them come back and teach part-time because they believe so much in this program. We're also grateful to the voters. If you live in Long Beach, Lakewood, the South Apple Lakewood, Signal Hill, or Avalon, your tax dollars are helping us reform our college. You'll see construction all over, and one of the best things that we've done in construction is remodeling the C building, which is the nursing building. This has been a several-year project, and the results have a state-of-the-art facility. They have, I didn't bring my glasses, so now I got to look, a simulation hospital room. I went on a tour of this building, and it's absolutely incredible. They have mannequins, and the mannequin has a heart attack, and the students need to know what to do, or they're choking, or something like that. And all the mannequins have survived, so I'm sure they're fine. So thank you to the community for supporting us financially. It was a very, very important measure that needed to be passed, and we appreciate the taxpayers every day. I want to just tell you a little bit of a story, a personal story, because Dr. Creason said, well, you've had a lot of experiences in the hospital, so you've met our nurses. Luckily, I haven't been in the hospital for 50 years. So I said, well, I've been in the hospital and visited people, but it made me think about the fact that I'm going to have hip replacement surgery in October, so I hope you're all there to help me. And I also am trustee of a lady who worked with our students at the VA, and she felt so strongly about our students that she is leaving a very nice bequest. And so that's always good. But here's the story that I wanted to tell, and that was, how many of you are the first in your family to graduate from college? Raise your hand. Okay. Okay, very good. My mother-in-law was the first in her family to graduate from college. She was an immigrant young woman who went to Boston, left home and went to Boston to become a nurse. And once you're a nurse, you're always a nurse, whether you're retired or not. But she was always proud of her service as a nurse to the community. And I've always been so proud of what our nursing department does that my husband and I have endowed a scholarship in her memory for a nursing student, an RN student, who is going on to get a baccalaureate degree. So one of you tomorrow is going to get the Betty Pagnotta Scholarship. So if you do, you come over, and I got to take your picture for my father-in-law, who is 96 years old. Yeah. I also want to thank two other organizations, and that is the Healthcare Associates of the Long Beach City College Foundation. They help sponsor this event and pay for the printing of the program and the food you're going to have afterward. And then also the Long Beach Rotary. The Long Beach Rotary Scholarship Foundation gives Long Beach City College over $100,000 every year for scholarships. And one of their members, a man that I knew, his name was Bill Slaughter, he specifically gave scholarships for nursing students. So tomorrow also, Mr. Slaughter is up in heaven looking down at us. But if you get a Bill Slaughter scholarship, remember that man. And the reason I'm bringing this up is when you get to the point in your life when you can give back, and you don't have to be rich to give back, think about Long Beach City College and the wonderful education that you got here. And then lastly, thank you to the faculty and staff who do such a super job in making this program a number one. Thank you.
Our next speaker is the Superintendent President, Dr. Reagan Romali. We can always count on Dr. Romali for support and to help provide the necessary resources to enable LBCC to have the best nursing program around. Dr. Romali.
I have to tell you, you guys are slaying me tonight. Did everybody have tears in their eyes during that, or what? That was absolutely amazing. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, the administrators, the faculty, and staff, we want to congratulate our graduates of 2018. I hope that none of us are ever in the hospital, but if we are, let's just hope and pray for an LBCC nurse, right? So, whew, congratulations. There is no one I would rather have by my side during a difficult time than an LBCC nurse, and I know that you all feel the same. I always tell the faculty and staff here that outside of the allied health area that while we may not be a hospital, we do save lives. But that's not the case in the nursing program. We actually do save lives. So let's take a hat off, and on behalf of the Board of Trustees, the administration, the faculty and staff at Long Beach City College, we say congratulations, graduates. Thank you so much for your service. Thank you to the faculty and the staff who serve this program. Congratulations.
Our last speaker is a special guest tonight that is going to honor our graduates, Dr. Kathy Scott. Dr. Scott is the person in charge of all instruction at Long Beach City College, and she's been a great support for the program. She and I work together to make sure the faculty have the classrooms, the technology, the equipment, and the supplies so that our students can have the best education possible. I'd like to welcome up Dr. Scott.
Good evening, everyone. I'm relatively new to Long Beach City College. This is my second pinning ceremony, and I agree it is one of the most fabulous events here. Congratulations to all of you. You looked so amazing coming in. It really was almost a teary moment for us. But I have been in the community college system in California for 25 years, and this is the strongest program I have ever seen. And I have to tell you, you all are the strongest community and family supporters I have ever seen. The posters in the back, the little girl was so cute. Oh my gosh. But just your enthusiasm is just amazing, and it's really nice for us to see. As the leader of academic affairs, I would like to acknowledge that everything that happens here is a result of a lot of collaboration, leading from the board to President Romali, and I'd like to just congratulate also Dr. Creason. He has done a fabulous job leading this area for almost 10 years. 10 years? 10 years. But I'd also like to acknowledge, of course, the faculty, and I will leave that to Dr. Creason this year because I kind of got overly enthusiastic last year. But I'd like to recognize our Academic Senate President, Jorge Ochoa. He leads the faculty and has a very, very important role in making sure that we all work together for all the things that Dr. Creason said that we do. And I believe that Assistant Dean Moises Gutierrez is here somewhere. Oh, he's there, way in the back. Wave. He's one of our brand new deans this year and doing a fabulous job. And again, just all the faculty, and I'll let Dr. Creason introduce them, but thank you all for being here and supporting your graduates. Congratulations to all of you. It is just a fabulous evening, and I hope that you enjoy it and get to take lots of pictures, and thank you.
Okay, now I would like to acknowledge some of the kind of peripheral things that happen in our program. We have a nursing advisory committee that helps us. We have the area hospitals and other healthcare facilities that welcome our students into their facility. We have the healthcare associates and the Long Beach City College Foundation that all contribute to funding our programs. I would like to acknowledge the faculty in the life science and counseling departments. They provide the necessary guidance and prerequisite coursework for those that have made it into the nursing and allied health programs. And they have set a foundation for success. We have some of them here today. John Downey's one of our life science, and I think I saw Lorraine and Anthony. So I'd like to acknowledge them. We have classified staff here with us tonight: Liz Alejandrino, Mark Smith, Marie Monas, Sandra Sanchez Rueda, and Kathleen Maíz. We also have our classified Senate representatives here. Please stand. They're in the front row representing. We're really happy to have them. Classified do all of the behind-the-scenes work. They really help things move, and they are very much a part of the student success here tonight. I do want to acknowledge one person who's retiring from the classified staff. Her name is Marie Monas, and I think Marie was going to be here. We have some flowers for her. We'll make sure that she gets. I don't see her popping up anywhere, but Marie has been here for many years as our Learning Center coordinator. Your students are very familiar with her. And then I'd like to acknowledge all the college staff that help bring things together. And Moises has already been acknowledged. He's our associate dean, so thank you to all. But now I would like to have the graduates and family acknowledge the faculty who have guided your students through this program. The nursing and allied health programs are no walk in the park, and it takes a lot of dedication and perseverance by our faculty to help these students to succeed. And your student success is a direct result of our faculty's efforts. So, students and families, please acknowledge the faculty while they stand. Thank you. I want to mention some of the faculty that have worked tirelessly to make sure that we've scheduled the classes and secured the clinical sites and have supported our graduates every step of the way. They are very critical to our program. So for the medical assistant program, I'd like to acknowledge Patty Buccio. For the vocational nursing program, Julie McGill, our LVM program director. And our department head right next to her, Cynthia Bartlow. And for the RN program, I'd like to acknowledge Sigrid Sexton, RO. And last but not least, I would like for the graduates to stand and acknowledge their family and friends without whom this night would not be possible. After this reception, I would like to invite you all over to the building across the way. It's directly behind this Hall of Champions. It's T1200. There's going to be cupcakes and water, and there's some places to take pictures. There's a professional photographer here tonight. There will be some pictures available for purchase, and we'll go over some of those ground rules a little bit later. But first, let me tell you a little bit about this graduating class. The students seated before you have devoted a minimum of 2 to 3 years to their healthcare education, and many of them have worked at it for much longer. While taking on courses, prerequisites, lab classes, clinical assignments, hours of homework, studying and tests, they were still parents, relatives, employees, friends, and even patients. They have juggled all of these responsibilities and still graduated. This effort and sacrifice makes today's ceremony very special. This program has many dedicated and talented students. I would like to acknowledge the scholars who have graduated with a 3.5 GPA or above. You can see those students in your program. They have an asterisk next to their name. So who are these accomplished individuals? Well, this term we have 33 associate degree nursing graduates, 18 vocational nursing graduates, and there are 21 medical assistant graduates. That's a total of 72 graduates that's going to enter the workforce in our community. This is a huge accomplishment for both the students and the college. It should be noted that the students here reflect the great diversity of the community of Long Beach. I'm not going to bore you with the statistics, but I'm going to ask them to stand when I ask the following questions, and you'll get a glimpse of who our students are. Graduates, are you glad you finished? Please stand. I think I got 100% participation on that one. Thank you. Some of them are going to be popping up a lot. How many of you worked while you were in school? Thank you. How many of you are continuing your education to a VN, RN, or transferred to a BSN program? That's quite a few, as you can see. How many of you have a family member in the healthcare field? Thank you. How many of you voted today? Come on, people, you're college students. Let's get on the ball. I know it was a little busy day for you, but maybe next time. How many of you speak another language in addition to English? And Dr. Baxter covered this one, but I'd like to see it visually. How many of you are the first in your family to go to college and graduate? And the last one, and really also very important, how many of you have a job in the field right now or will as soon as you get your license? Apparently a couple of them are going through the interview process because they were a little slow standing up, but good luck to you. Okay, so here's some of the rules of our ceremony. We're going to have a good time here tonight. We want you to really enjoy it. So the first rule is let's celebrate. The second rule is let's have fun. Please show your love for your graduate when they come up and their name is called, but please do it respectfully. A brief, quick burst of a shout out is perfectly fine, and then we'll move on to the next graduate. We definitely want to make sure everyone gets to hear their person's name, so please be respectful. You may take pictures. Our graduates are lined up in alphabetical order as best we could get them. So when you know your graduate is going to come up, you can come down, and we have a blue line here. You are not to cross the blue line, please, because we've got stuff going on behind it. But you can come right up to it. You can take a picture of your graduate. Please kind of crouch down and then head on back to your seat. So come on up and get those pictures. And again, we will have a professional photographer getting a great picture of your graduate getting pinned. So that should be nice. One of the things that we do at these ceremonies is all of the students write a paper about their philosophy of what the program has meant and what nursing and allied health and healthcare means to them. And they submit those papers, and I choose a passage from one of those, from each area. I choose one passage, and the graduates behind me, they don't know which one that I've selected. So you'll hear 3 of those tonight as we move forward. But the theme of those is generally, and was, a desire to care for others, how an experience with a healthcare professional was either amazing or horrible, and they wanted to be like them or not be like them and help people in the field, or having to care for a family member during an illness has sometimes kind of sparked something in them that they didn't know that they had, and those are really great to hear. So as I will read one of those papers, and then after that we'll have a student speaker that was selected by their classmates come up and do a speech. And I met with all of the people that are giving speeches. They're really excellent speeches, and you should be very proud of them being selected by their classmates. So we're going to start with the medical assisting program, and I'm going to read an excerpt from the first paper. As a child, I always saw myself working in the healthcare field. As soon as I graduated from high school, I knew that I wanted to go to college to pursue my career, also for my parents. My parents escaped the Cambodian genocide to the United States to give my siblings and me a better life. I thought that the only way to repay them was to attend college, receive my degree, and become successful for them. But there is no purpose in that unless you're doing what you love. The knowledge and skills I've gained in class gave me the ability to apply them to the real world with confidence, not only during on-the-job training, but assisting in the care of my father. I never had much connection with my classmates and professors throughout my entire education until I found the medical assisting program. The experience was special to me in many ways, and I will always cherish the memories and bonds I've created during this time in my education. I realize that being in the healthcare field, isn't about you anymore, but it's about your patients. I know that I belong in the healthcare field because of my selfless acts. Every day I go out of my way and do things for others to satisfy them without even thinking about my own needs first. The healthcare field is no different, so this career was perfectly made for me. It's very satisfying to see patients smiling because it tells you one thing: they are happy you are there to help them. I love what I do, and I enjoy it. I would never leave the healthcare field, but only work my way up to become a registered nurse and become more involved in patients' care. I love seeing and making people happy. It makes me happy too. Healthcare careers are not easy, but if you're driven, you can and will accomplish this goal. Anything is possible if you set your mind to it. Congratulations to Nancy Heng. Now I'd like to welcome up our student speaker from the Medical Assistant Program, and that is Clancy Solorzano.
Good evening, friends, family, and faculty members. I'm honored to be here today standing before all you on behalf of our medical assistant class. You know, when I was chosen to give this speech, I thought it would be a walk in the park. It wasn't. It took me many tries to get this speech better, but not perfect. I had a couple classmates read my speech last minute and tell me that this speech didn't sound like me, that it sounded like a robot. So here I am a couple days later presenting my speech. So with that said, I will start by reading this quote by Mikhail Baryshnikov, and it reads, "Do not make your goal to be the best. Best is a label. It is something someone else decides for you. Better is more personal. It's a process, in my opinion. Better is something more interesting than best. Practice doesn't make perfect. Practice makes better, as our Professor Rich would say. I think for all of us in the MA program, that is something we live by. We never strive to be better because we never strive to be perfect because perfection does not exist. We strive to be better every single day to become better MAs throughout our careers. We studied for countless hours, but we knew that after all the long hours, it would be all worth it in the end. The finish line is the biggest reward of all. The finish line is here now, and I couldn't be prouder of us. We made it through plenty of sleepless nights and needle stick punctures. The first injection we ever gave was the most nerve-wracking of all, but now I am sure that we would be able to give injections to anyone here today without a problem. Just like that first injection, our first blood draw was just as nerve-wracking. We quickly came to realize that "you got nice veins" isn't really a good pickup line. It takes great professors like the ones we had throughout this past year to get us through such skills. With practice, we made better. Patty and Rich have been great instructors, and they have been our guides throughout this journey. They have taught us right from wrong. They have helped us grow, but they didn't teach us to be perfect. They taught us how to be better than what we were already before. Together as a class, we made it through all the adversities each of us individually went through, and sometimes even as a class. There were plenty of times we wanted to give up, but we were reminded that we would hear it from Patty later. I don't mean that in the bad way. It just goes to show you the dedication and the time our professors took to make sure we were successful. Here we are now, sitting in front of you all, ready to start our journey. We laughed, we cried, and we laughed until we cried. We love what we did up until our last 216 hour in our internship, but there is plenty of more hours to come in our careers. In our internship, we learned how much work goes behind being a medical assistant. For example, how medical assistants can keep things running smoothly by juggling both clinical and administrative duties while also dealing with fussy patients, and all while smiling and nodding back. We thank our family, friends, and professors because it took you all of you to each of us to get us this far. As for myself, I would like to thank the people that brought me here today. My fiance for believing in me more than I could ever believe in myself and pushing me to finish school. My family, because without you, I wouldn't be here today. And lastly, my friends and my classmates. Without each and every single one of you, I wouldn't have had anyone to give injections to. But in all realness, I'm thankful we got through this journey together. I wouldn't have poked a better class than the one we've here today. You have all inspired me each day because I know how hard we all work just to get a chance to be here today. I wish nothing but the best for each of you, and I hope you all continue to make your dreams come true because you all deserve nothing but the best. I hope one day we reunite to be coworkers. Thank you.
Thank you, Clancy. I don't know about you guys, but I come from a healthcare family, and I've ran around trying to avoid that needle stick too. Like, no, 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 no. What we're going to do now is we're going to pin the medical assistant students. So I'd like to have Rich Dicker, our faculty member from the program, come up, and he will pin the students while the other faculty member, Patty Buccio, will read their names.
Clancy Solorzano. Natalia Boychenko. Carla Ceja. Nahia Chia. Elizabeth Duran Bolanos. Marie Desiree Foster. Yari Gordiano. Nancy Hing. Shirley Jimenez. Heidi Landa. Stephanie Manzan. Diane Morales. Leslie Okendo. Vanek Lene Padillos. Sarah Poot. Stacy Poot. Yes, they're sisters. Brianna Ruiz Quintanilla. Rayanne Reed. Joe Ryan Adagos Salazar. Destiny Renee Trejo. Mike Uria.
Ladies and gentlemen, how about a big round of applause for our medical assistant graduates? I will now read a passage from the paper from the vocational nursing program. As a young person working to make a life in America's modern economy, finding a career that is both stable and rewarding, both financially and personally, is very difficult. For an immigrant like myself, whose dream it was to live here in the United States, the struggle is even more real. After graduating from high school, I did not know what I was interested in as a career. While taking some general education courses at Long Beach City College, I decided to volunteer at Long Beach Memorial Medical Center. This work involved interacting with nurses, patients, and patients' families, as I was dispatched many times during my shifts to transport patients out of the hospital in a wheelchair. This role, while not one that requires a great deal of responsibility on my part, exposed me to the activities of a hospital and allowed me to observe from up close the relationships between nurses and patients. I was able to see firsthand the positive results of the successes of medical treatment and nursing practice as patients would end their stay and return to their lives. I also volunteered as a mentor to work with young children as part of an after-school program. These volunteer experiences were not just about helping the community, they were also about fulfilling my dream. It is not enough to be well-educated and have a good job. It is also about how I can contribute to society as a whole. When I was growing up in another country, it never occurred to me that one day I would be a nurse. Moving to the U.S. as a teenager and eventually settling in Long Beach put me on a path that led to a volunteer job, which opened up a world for me and a career possibility that may never have happened otherwise. When I think about how I responded so positively to the act of helping people in need, first with hospital patients and later with young children, it now seems obvious that those same traits are the ones that I have that have made me identify so strongly with the career in nursing. Now I have come to understand how important those initial traits were for nursing. I am a student, soon to graduate from the VN program, as the first person in my family to graduate from college, but also the first person to work in the healthcare field. Congratulations, Meng Leng T. Yu. And now, please welcome our second student speaker representing the vocational nursing class. Please welcome Yvette Rivera.
Good evening, family, friends, and faculty, and welcome to LBCC's LVN class of Spring 2018's pinning ceremony. Well, here we are. What a fun year it has been. That was easy, right? You know, nursing school is not like any other thing out there. Nurses have a tremendous amount of responsibility in their hands. We need to know medications, how to administer medications, disease processes, how to take vital signs, assess the patient, and how to document. Documenting is one of those important things we learned. Our professors made it very clear that it would be a very important task in our nursing career. That is because if you didn't document it, you didn't do it. So let us begin to document. On our first day of nursing school, when we were all strangers, both thrilled and terrified, our program director, Mrs. Julie McGill, welcomed and congratulated us. We had no idea what we got ourselves into. Together, we would embark in a journey where we sat for long hours in lectures, which equals long study hours, or sometimes doing all-nighters. We lost sleep, gained weight, and we were forbidden to have social lives. We would take exams that would consist of 4 correct answers and making us overthink and stare at the question hoping the correct answer would come to us. In PEDS, we learned that little humans, or also known as children, were no different than adults. And in OB, we learned where the tiny humans came from. We also had to go to clinicals on Mondays and Tuesdays. We would make sure our white scrubs were neatly prepared the night before and be in our clinical site before the sun rose. After clinicals, we students would take a nap and then study, stress, eat, and repeat. We survived clinical, my friends. This would not have been possible with the right support systems. So I would like to take some time to acknowledge the amazing external factors that helped make it such a tiny bit easier, such as our family, children, and friends. We want to thank you, particularly because you were our guinea pigs as we practice our new skills. We cannot thank you enough. You've encouraged us and pushed us to keep going, and for that we are eternally grateful. But before I can finish this speech, I would also like to talk about our dearest nursing instructors, starting with our program director, Mrs. Miguel. She holds many aspects of leadership. She taught us to be responsible and accountable as nursing students. Next, Professor Cynthia Bartlow showed positive attitude and would like to say, y'all. And when we students were overthink a situation, she would say, keep it simple, sweetie. And that's what I'm trying to do in this speech. Professor Miss Lynn, who is very precise and organized, would teach us that she uses a sheet of paper that would contain the day's task and would refer to this paper as her brain. And when she would refer to older nursing methods, she would say, you know, back in the dark ages, Miss Sharon, she's no stranger to stress. She would always tell us, know your comorbidities, or say, good grief, when she's had enough of us. And 5 minutes before taking our exams, she would tell the class, if you don't know it, you ain't gonna. Professor Rhonda, the toughest clinical instructor out there. Joking. She would give us great advice, and everyone would agree she showed us tough love and that we should not let outside factors influence our future. Next, our clinical instructor, Mersa Jensen. Some of us had the privilege to be in her clinical class. Thank you, Mersa, for letting us know that success does not come easy and that we will remain to be your favorite class and your baby cheeks. We would all like to thank them for sharing their wisdom, their mistakes, their best memories, and finally their knowledge with us. You are the nurses we aspire to be. To my fellow classmates, if you remember anything from tonight, I want it to be this. You are amazing. Life is what you make it. Take chances. Step outside from your comfort zone because that's the only way you will see change in yourself. Do not let fear stop you from reaching your goals. That success requires hard work, persistence, discipline, courage, and taking risks. Stay humble and stay hungry. Thank you, my fellow classmates, for giving me this opportunity to represent our class and supporting me alongside you to accomplish this goal. Most of us will take our next step together to go into the RN program and to further our nursing education. It has been a privilege to do nursing school with you all. So, I would like to say this with all of you, we would not be here tonight. We could not have done this without your love, encouragement, and support. As I mentioned earlier, if you didn't document it, you didn't do it. Well, we've documented, so guess what that means? We did it. Congratulations, Sylvia, and class of spring of 2018.
Thank you, Yvette. Well done. Okay, now I'd like to bring up Ms. McGill, and she is going to do some introductions and do the pinning portion of the vocational nursing graduates.
Good evening. Before we begin, I would like to describe the Nursing Student Association. This is a volunteer organization made up of pre-nursing and nursing students in promoting leadership and community service. The NSA members volunteer at various events here on campus and within the community, such as boot camps for the new nursing students, working first aid stations at Special Olympics and Disney half marathons, running health clinics and flu shot clinics, where they have given over 1,500 flu vaccinations this year alone. The Nursing Student Association has two different levels of membership, local and national. The VN program has 10 students that have participated in the local members. Local members must volunteer for a minimum of 3 hours. These members are awarded a blue ribbon and will be pinned following our class speaker. Our two faculty pinners tonight are going to be Professor Cynthia Bartlow and Professor Rhonda Alger. Yvette Rivera. Gina Chavez. Adriana Garcia. Angela Luna Romero. Martha Patricia Manji. Julie Mai. Michelle Palomares. Virginia Rodriguez. Michelle Schaefer. Menglin Yu. Julia Duenas. Crystal Glass. Kiana Hendricks. Tajma Jenkins. Darren Kirby. Taya Kuhn. Alexis Larian. Ashley Martin.
All right, how about a congratulations for the vocational nursing graduates? Okay, our final paper tonight is from the Associate Degree Nursing Program. It goes like this. I am the second oldest son of 6 kids, so people are doing the math now. As a child, I was taught early on how hard physical labor would be and how important my education and my time spent in school was for my future. My father would often take me and my older brother to work with him on weekends, doing side jobs in construction to help pay the bills. We were my father's handymen, helping and following his every instruction on how to do the job properly. He emphasized doing a good job and not just minimum work. He said we should do a job that we would be proud of. My father showed us how important it is to take pride in our work because it demonstrated that we had good character. After my older brother graduated high school, he took it upon himself to contribute to the household and help my parents pay the bills by taking on construction jobs as well. When it was my turn to graduate high school, a year later, I thought of following in my brother's footsteps and finding work as soon as possible to help my family with the bills. However, my father and my brother wanted more for me. They both stated that they had been working so hard so that I wouldn't have to work construction after I graduated, so that I could be the first in our family to attend and graduate college. I should continue learning and growing intellectually. Nursing was not my first choice as a major. It took me 10 years to get here. I was an engineering major, but then I met a classmate in one of my elective classes and she was a registered nurse. Talking to her made me curious, and I signed up for the Certified Nursing Assistant program at Long Beach City College that following semester. At first, I was overwhelmed, and it was so stressful to think of the responsibility you have for each patient. Yet at the same time, I enjoyed the hard work because I took pride in the fact that I was giving my best to every patient that I cared for, just like my father had taught me. I knew that after a few weeks that I loved it and I was meant to work in the nursing field. Now that I'm graduating, I have the desire to continue my education and get a higher degree so that I can provide the best care for my patients. Having a desire to work hard combined with integrity and taking pride in the work that you do demonstrates good moral values and character. Thanks to my father and my brother for their example. In any job, these are important. These values will benefit not only the nurse, but the patients. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was Irving Soto. There he is. Our next and final student speaker of the evening is representing the Associate Degree Nursing Program, and his name is Darwin Judan.
Good evening. I just want to say it's no good being the last student speaker because I've been tacky for an hour. If you don't understand that, go to nursing school. So thanks to everyone for attending and supporting our pinning tonight. It won't be long until we become registered nurses and have those initials behind our names, RN. From here on out, our priority will always be about others, but today, since we graduate, it's all about us. So I hope everyone here is as excited as we are today, because although this is the pinning for the students, this is also to celebrate everyone who shared in our sacrifice these past 2 years. Those are our family, friends, and loved ones who have supported us to this day. So thank you. We've gone through a lot. We stress over clinicals, testing, case studies, group projects, care plans, proper patient care. Am I too loud? Is this good? Okay. Where was I? And it's not like regular life stresses are put on pause either. They're still there. In class, we are taught to expect that some of our patients will tell us things that just won't be very nice. And let's be real, some of them are going to be flat out mean. And you can't blame them. Healthcare isn't perfect. And we know they're going through a lot. So we are taught to remain neutral and not take things personal. But because of this, we are forced to bottle up and absorb all this stress, and we may have taken it out on you guys. So I think I speak for all the graduates when I say thank you for all the support. This is going to be a long speech. You all had just as much dedication to us as we did to this program. You're part of the reason why we do this in the first place, but now all of that is over. Just kidding, we still have the NCLEX. So, and they say that the first year of employment is going to be the most stressful, so stay patient with us, and we thank you in advance. There's a lot to talk about this journey we all embarked in. I think this graduating class had a very unique first day in nursing school. I still remember it pretty clearly. We were there seated in class, it was pretty early, and we were waiting for the teachers to come in. And we heard the doors open, and two ladies come in, one pushing the other lady in a wheelchair. And I thought, whoa, they don't waste any time here. It's going to be patient care right from the start. Little did I know, those were our teachers for the first semester, and one of them happened to be in an accident the summer prior. I've never seen such an array of interesting teachers. You got all the personality types covered. You have the hyperactive ones, the serious ones, the calm and zen ones, the talkative ones, the intimidating ones. I won't be naming anyone. But what they all had in common is that they're very inspirational because they have achieved what we're trying to achieve, and they never stopped there. They kept going. A lot of them went on to continue their doctorates, and some were actually finishing up their doctorates these past 2 years. So kudos, congratulations. I just want to say you can't advise students to continue education. You have to have done it yourself. So thank you for being our role models. Entering this program, I didn't think I would eventually be the class speaker because I have the most amazing people I get the pleasure of calling my classmates. Any one of them could be up here right now, but they're smart. They'll rather have one less thing to stress about. What's funny is I wanted their opinions for what I should add to my graduation speech, and there's one common theme. It was that it had to be funny. They would say, hey, Darwin, speech better be funny. Hey, no pressure, but the last graduation speech was pretty funny. Hey, Darwin, no offense, but if your speech isn't funny, no one will pay attention. So these are the nursing graduating class of 2018, everyone. They were expecting a stand-up comedy skit tonight. But all jokes aside, I just want to give a shout out to these hardworking students. We have a variety of students from different walks of life, age groups, ethnicities. Some, if not most of us, were broke. Some already had good jobs to begin with. Some work full-time, which is insane. Some are mothers. Some are going to be the first nurses in their families, while some are following the footsteps of a relative. So congratulations to you guys. This gives a good message to the world that there are such a variety of students who are willing to sacrifice to become nurses. It tells us that there are people willing to help others in need in all walks of life. Some of these classmates of mine have become really good friends. We've done a lot of group functions together. We went bowling. We ate out a lot. We played basketball. I've even had the pleasure to go snowboarding with some of my classmates, which was nice. But we mostly hung out because none of our family and friends really understood the stress we were in. And we needed people to vent to and complain about our stress, workload, and the zero free time we had left. I expect to sustain many of these friendships over time. If you want a life of excitement, nursing is definitely the way to go. Talk about an adrenaline rush. We've seen some of the most amazing procedures these past 2 years. I've seen and helped out in rapid responses. I've seen many codes on the field, especially in the ER. We've seen CT scans, endoscopies, colonoscopies. We've inserted catheters, started IVs, seen G-tubes being placed. Most, if not all of us, have seen the miracle of birth. Some have seen C-sections. The coolest thing I got to see was a cabbage. That's a coronary artery bypass graft. It's an open heart surgery. Some of you might not think these are cool things, but these are exciting things to see as students. And all these experiences are awesome, but man, does it come with stress. This is why I enjoyed the last year of nursing. And the message for the second year of nursing school was seemed to empower the student. I feel that it wasn't really like that for the first year of nursing school. It was more, are you sure you know what you're really getting into? For the second year, we were taught to learn coping skills and avoid burnout and compassion fatigue. Self-care was a strong emphasis because it ultimately led to better patient care. Happy and well-balanced nurses probably make better judgment calls than the grumpy nurses. I think self-care was a recurrent theme in the second year of nursing because of that. At that point, we pretty much cut anything that reduced our stress. We had no social lives, like the LVN said. We cut out exercise, we stopped sleeping, and we did not eat healthy. I believe that these are all things that we need to make room for our daily routines because it's a bit hypocritical to promote health to our patients if we're not practicing healthy habits ourselves. In a way, these habits promote health by leading a good example. To conclude, I just want to say that nursing isn't just a vocation, it's a respectable profession that we soon will be privileged to be a part of. It's a lot more than just following doctor's orders. We're communicators, educators, critical thinkers, caregivers, role models, and so much more. As future nurses, we honestly have the power to impact thousands of people's lives. It's a very empowering position to be in, and I feel confident in my classmates leading the charge. I know that most of us will go on to get our BSNs and MSNs and have different experiences in various areas of nursing. We will soon apply our critical thinking and make correct judgments each and every day in the face of stress. As a class, we will never limit our education to just the classroom. We will continue to grow and polish our skills and improve our weaknesses. We will learn from our teachers' good example with continuing education. We look forward to applying all the knowledge that we've retained in this program. We have dedicated our time and energy to this craft, and we've made it to the end of this arduous program. Yet, we are not stopping here. We are now ready to learn by experience and be in the front lines. The school has primed our brains, and we will use it to our advantage. Prime our brains for success. And of course, we will need your support every step of the way. So again, thank you for your attendance for this nursing program graduating class. Let's give the graduates an applause they deserve.
Well done, Darwin. Congratulations to our associate degree nursing graduates. Now I would like to bring up our program director and department head of the associate degree nursing program, Sigrid Sexton, and she'll make some introductions and do the pinning.
Thank you all, and congratulations to our graduates. It is my honor to announce the recipient of the Associate Degree Nursing Program Faculty Award for Excellence. Each semester, this award is given to an outstanding student who has exhibited leadership skills, professionalism, and has maintained a 3.0 grade point average, and has also shown exemplary values by participating in service to the community. Each semester, the student honored with this award is memorialized on a plaque which hangs in the nursing office. The student also receives a cash award. This year, the award is in the amount of $300. I am pleased to announce this year's Faculty Award for Excellence recipient, Devin Creighton. We can now begin pinning the associate degree nursing students, starting with the Nursing Association national and local members. Our faculty pinners this evening are Dr. Jamie Lopez and Professor Tambra Fry. Okay, you guys ready? Come on. Okay. Let's get him settled. Okay, good. Yes. Okay, yeah. Okay, good. Devin Creighton. Oh, I'm sorry. Darwin Jadan. I'm sorry. What a start. Sorry. Crystal Marie Cardinali. And their names are so close. Sylvia Collins. I know it is. You're right. So is his. Oh, wow. Oh. Claire Reynolds. Jessica Rivera. Carolina Alexander. Marlene Armenta. I did that. Look at the card. Yeah, Colin, Darwin Judan. Darwin Judan. Devin Creighton. Julie Dominguez. Marissa Ihañez. Ihañez. Elizabeth Hernandez. Kelly Hunter. Roberto Placencia. Adeline Regalado. Vanessa Romo. Magali Salazar. Satar. Geraldine Grace Satar. Jennifer Albano. Jonathan Alexander Carrion. Caitlin May Darrow. Tony Gibson. Johan Ibarra Morales. Nicole Mandeville. Janet Molchan. Albert Montez. Kimberly Orozco. Tiana Rodriguez. Melissa Sanchez. Adrienne Sherlock. Irving Soto. Patrick Thieve. Alicia Vale. Simon Vu. We'll just wait. Yeah, okay, great.
I got it.
Here, I'll grab the ball.
Ladies and gentlemen, please a round of applause for our associate degree nursing graduates. Well done, crowd. Well done. We have two significant people that are leaving the college and retiring, and we would like to bring up Joanne Armenia and Cynthia Bartlow so that we can honor them. Many years of service to our programs. Congratulations on your retirement, and Joanne has requested the microphone.
I just want to say it's good to get out while you still love it.
Did you catch that one, Darwin? That was like a Michael Jordan quote right there. Okay, thank you all for being with us tonight. I would like to close by offering a quote by an incredible poet and social justice leader, she was, Maya Angelou, and it says, "People will forget what you said, and they will forget what you did, but they will never forget how you made them feel." Graduates, you have all the tools to be successful. Now go out and represent Long Beach City College and continue to prove that we have the best programs around. Congratulations. That concludes our ceremony. Please stay seated. The graduates will be exiting first, and you guys can all take pictures and cheer them on as they exit. And please join us for the reception across the way. And cue music.
Proud I was a part of it. Someday I will feel alright. Timing felt so right, and we gave it all and gave him a fight. Can you feel the beat, all the energy? I loved it all from start. Can you see it clear, all the happy years? I kept them in my heart. Yeah, the time of our lives, it was all about fun. We were the kids, it was all about fun. A shame we grow older. Remember it like it was yesterday. We were the kids and we did okay. A shame we grow older. Can you feel the